Hey guys, it's Ted Bogert. Welcome back to the TED Show. I'm excited to have one returning guest slash friend here, and then three more new friends on the show. I have Vanessa Echols, Maria Montes, Kelly Garrison, and Stephanie Smith. We're here to talk about, of course, this month is October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Vanessa has an amazing organization, Compassionate Hands and Hearts. So we're going to hear a little bit of their journey, hear what's going on with the organization, talk a little bit about awareness and what you can do to help out. Welcome, ladies. How are you today?
Great.
Thank you for being patient. Thanks for coming on. I'm very excited. I love the organization. I love all the work, and I love the fact that you all give back and put your heart and soul into it. We're going to start with the leading lady of the heart and soul, Vanessa Echols. Hi, Vanessa. Tell us, obviously people know you. I don't know how. You're almost as famous as me.
I'm working on it, Ted. I'm working on it.
I'm sorry. I've been holding on to that for a long time. Tell them a little bit about you. And then, of course, I think even though you've shared it, I think you've been very out and about talking about it. Share a little bit about your personal journey.
Well, first of all, thank you for having us on your show today. As I like to tell people, the paid job is at WFTV Channel 9, where I anchor the noon newscast and 4 p.m. newscast. My journey with breast cancer began back in 2004 when I was diagnosed with stage 2 breast cancer. I went through 6 months of chemotherapy and 30 radiation treatments, 4 surgeries, including a mastectomy. And so I say my life now is all about life after cancer and trying to just bring some meaning to having gone through that journey. And Compassionate Hands and Hearts Breast Cancer Outreach was born out of that, just looking at what people go through when they're going through cancer treatments and what they need. And I was just so blessed that my parents were able to move here and take care of me. And I thought about those people who, even if you have family members here, there's still moments in the journey where you just need some extra help.
Yes.
And so that really is what the whole organization is about. One of the big burdens people have are bills. I always say that, you are in cancer treatment, but the mortgage company and the apartment complex and the utilities still have the nerve to ask you to pay your bills. I'm like, the nerve of them. Like, don't you know I'm going through this life-changing event? And so a lot of what we do is just help them pay some of those bills just to give them something, one less thing to worry about.
One less stress.
Exactly. Because when you're going through cancer treatment, you need to focus on that, being treated and trying to live. You don't need to be worried about, are they going to turn the lights off? Or am I going to be evicted? So, these many years later from 2004, that really is what the whole cancer thing is for me. And that is the life after cancer, trying to make the most of the second chance I've been given.
Thank you for sharing that. It's so inspiring when you talk about what you went through and what the other ladies will talk about in a minute. I think one of the things people would ask, because they used to ask me, why do you do so much with some of the smaller cancer foundations, cancer organizations? And I didn't really know that getting into it in the beginning, but what I've learned is what you just shared is that they're the big box places, as I like to call them. That's very research oriented.
Exactly.
But the actual nitty gritty day to day that you go through as a cancer, you're being treated for cancer in whatever way that is what the organizations like Compassionate Hands and Hearts do. It takes care of those needs that the big box places just don't. They don't have it. They don't have the wherewithal. And a lot of them are not as local. And that's what's so amazing about your organization. Maria, you were first on, so you get to go next, please. Maria Montes, tell us a little bit about you and your journey.
Hi, Ted. Thank you for having us. I am an 11-year breast cancer survivor. What made me, I'm so fortunate that I found this organization, because when I was going through my journey, I stood very positive and I had a lot of family support. Where I was working, my coworkers provided me with a lot of support. And my doctor made me realize that a lot of women did not have that kind of support, which kind of made me take a step back. What do you mean? I just assumed, because of my family, because of my coworkers, how can people not have this kind of support? So once I finished, I had 5 weeks of radiation. Once I finished all that and got better, I looked into volunteering and helping. And like I said, I was very fortunate. I found Vanessa's organization. And the fact that we actually meet are the women that we're helping. We've been through that journey, so we can actually say, we know what you're going through because we've been there. I believe helps them a lot, because family is family. And yes, they have your support, but sometimes they really don't understand the journey that you're going through.
It's true.
Even though they're loving you and they want to be there, but sometimes they just don't understand. You just want to be alone. You just want to deal with your pain. You just want to rest. And it's having someone in that same, going through that same journey helps. When we had our monthly meetings, we would tell them, we've got good, strong shoulders. If you need somebody to cry on, just any one of us, just reach out to us, because we're there for you. That's what we're there. And it's great that everything that's raised for us financially goes back to them to help. And seeing them cry because we're helping them pay their bills, it's just an amazing feeling what you're helping these women and men go through.
Thank you for sharing. I think you've been saying this, probably sharing your story just like Vanessa has for a while. And I think it's so beautiful to be able to share that part, because just like you said, Maria, if you haven't been through it, you don't know. Right. You don't understand. You can be as empathetic or sympathetic, whichever the word is, as possible, but you have not lived it and you don't know. I think about the ladies, and then Stephanie, I'll get to you. I think about ladies, specifically women, who lose their hair because of treatment. And all I can think about is a dude's not going to understand that. It's just, he may be vain. I don't know. He's not going to feel it in the same way because of the way society looks at women and their hair and the pressure that women put on themselves. So when you lose that, unless you have been through it, you cannot talk somebody through that. It's totally different. Thank you. So Stephanie, last but not least, Stephanie Smith, thank you so much for coming on. Share your journey, if you would.
Good evening, Ted. Thank you for having us here. My journey started late December 2019, complaining of chronic back pain. Then the pandemic came in March. Going back and forth to the doctors and therapy. In August of 2020, I went to the ER on the 19th. They said I was dehydrated. They sent me home. I went back 2 days later in the ambulance. That's when they discovered I had a blood clot in my lung. I had right breast cancer, and I had a tumor in my spine.
Wow.
And from that point on, the ball game got rolling. The physicians I worked for, they was very helpful. They got me to Invent Health Altamont. The next day I was in Invent Health South. I had emergency surgery August 24th, 6 p.m. to 1 a.m. in the morning.
Wow.
I came out strong. From that point on, I had to learn how to walk again from that point on. I had a lot of support. Thank God for that. My social worker at Dr. Michaela's office gave me a listing of support, help, and Compassionate Hearts and Hands was on there. So when I got ready to do the Zoom, Vanessa was on. I'm look, Vanessa. So I got smiling. So her finance helped me right in time, Christmas time, because like I said, I had the surgery in August. I went to rehab. I had a private nurse to take care of me. I went through a lot. I had radiation 2 weeks after the surgery. Then I had radiation again in November of 2020. And then I started the chemo tablets. So it's been a long journey, but I thank God I'm still here. I was a stage 4. I'm still here. I'm walking now. I'm able to drive now. I just thank the Lord for being there for me.
Amen. Beautiful. I'm getting that gave me chills. You can it's interesting because you can tell, and thank you for sharing that. It's interesting because you can tell distance sometimes. Vanessa and Maria are further out.
Mm-hmm.
And so there is so much raw emotion that you are still feeling, obviously, and that came across. And I think it's important for people to see that it is a journey, a continuing journey, and you may learn to live with what you're dealing with and live your life, but it doesn't mean that it's that far away from your brain sometimes and your thoughts and your heart. So thank you for pouring that. I think it's very important. People don't realize it's not just the treatment. Your whole life still has to go on, and you have to figure out how to take care of your kids or your parents, go to your job. And if you don't have a job, how you're going to pay for your bills.
It is all of that.
So much more than just chemo and radiation.
Correct.
So much more. All right. So tell us about Breast Cancer Awareness Month, Vanessa. Every month, it's October. Y'all, if you don't know it, we're in pink. I'm in pink for a reason. But tell us a little bit about that and what Compassionate Hands and Hearts does during this month.
Well, I'm not sure that anyone on the face of the earth is not aware that October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, because I say, this is a month where everything that is not moving and even stuff that is moving has pink on it. It's like you can't miss it. You just go to the grocery store and you want to buy a ham, and the package probably has, a pink ribbon on it. Wherever you are, it has pink on it. But, those of us who are in the fight daily, we know that it's not just 1 month. Breast cancer is a 24/7 kind of thing, 365, or on a leap year, 366 days a year.
Yep.
But it does just call on, us as a collective, world, country, all of that, to really concentrate on breast cancer awareness and treatment. But I always say for Compassionate Hands and Hearts, we're about action. So I call it breast cancer action rather than awareness.
I love it.
You have to move from awareness to, okay, what are we going to do about it?
Correct.
This month there's so much focus on, making sure that you get your mammogram and just all of the statistics, but we're about, the real people. And just a reminder that men can get breast cancer as well, at a lower incidence than women, of course. But we've had some men who have been breast cancer patients that we've helped through the organization.
That's fascinating to me. Yeah. That's a whole nother topic I'd love to do one time for awareness.
Exactly. People don't think about that, but yes, men can get breast cancer, and they do. And unfortunately, men have a rate of dying from it as well. So it's just as serious for them as it is for women when they are diagnosed. But so this is our busy month for the organization in terms of fundraisers. We are so grateful that we have so many amazing businesses and partners and organizations that are fundraising for us. And this is also the month where there are a whole lot of activities about breast cancer awareness as well. But I always tell people, when you're going to buy something, if you really want to support the cause, make sure that you read how much of it is going to a breast cancer organization and what that organization is, because I've seen things where it's like 1 penny of, and I'm like,
can't make it up.
Yeah. So look for that, and then make sure that it's going to a reputable organization. And what I tell people about Compassionate Hands and Hearts is 100% of our donations, everything, goes straight to patients that we help. We don't have any paid staff. We're all volunteers. And we don't have an office, because the office is here in my house in a room that looks like a tornado and a hurricane and a monsoon and a tsunami all came together. And that was the result. So there's just stuff everywhere. But people donate stuff and they're like, do you have a place to put this? And I'm like, sure. So
I love it.
Don't tell code enforcement, because if they see it, they'll come in and like, so this is our busy month where we have a lot of activities going on. We have a big event that's coming up on Sunday at the Grand Bohemian. They're doing a big, this is the 3rd annual Warriors Brunch, and they're just going to peek out the place, and they have pink everywhere, and they have these desserts that they have created for awareness. But it's really just a chance to honor breast cancer survivors and people who are going through it right now, who are still survivors. And so Compassionate Hands and Hearts, we're going to have like a little VIP gathering there for 8 of people that we've helped and some people who've been referred to us from other organizations. So that's going to be our big thing on Sunday.
It's beautiful. All right, I'd be remiss because we got Kelly Garrison. Kelly, how are you? Kelly, everybody shared a little bit of their journey. If you wouldn't mind introducing yourself.
Sorry.
And share. No, it's all right. Listen, that's all right.
Of all days, my internet's now it came back up. So I had to log in using my phone.
No problem. No problem. All right, share a little bit about you and your journey, Kelly.
Okay, so I'm Kelly Garrison, and I got diagnosed in August 22nd, 2019. And I didn't have any of your typical breast cancer symptoms. I felt nothing and didn't see anything different going on, but I just didn't feel good. Kept having some chest pain and a cough that just would not go away. I have lupus also, and that's what they kept blaming it on for about 7-8 months. They just kept telling me it was my lupus. It's my lupus. And, I kept listening to my body. And sometimes, what's that saying? You know your body best.
Exactly.
I kept listening. I kept going back and kept fighting. And I just kept telling them something's wrong. It's not my lupus. It's something else. And finally, the last time I went to the emergency room is when they told me that they had seen something and I needed to get a mammogram. Still at that point, I didn't think anything of it because I'll be honest, I wasn't as educated in breast cancer as I should have been. And I think that's why I'm so vocal with my journey, because I thought, you either got it because it ran in your family or only older women got it. I really had no clue. And actually, the day I got diagnosed, I went by myself because I thought, what are the chances? It doesn't run in my family. I'm not going to get it. Sure enough, it was breast cancer. And yeah, that day started my journey, and I took medical leave from Starbucks. I was a manager at Starbucks and took my leave. And yeah, I fought for 17 months and I went back to work this year.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Awesome
Thank you.
News. That's awesome news. Thank you for sharing that. It's just so good for people to hear the journey. It's also good to see 4 women who have survived it.
Mm-hmm.
I think all the stats that get out there can be so sad and devastating. And it's so nice to see human beings who've survived it, fought it, are fighting it, to give people hope, which I think is I love the action word, Vanessa, instead of awareness. But I think that's what this month is about, is taking the action and making sure, like you said, Kelly, you could have been more educated about it. And look at how
Absolutely.
much pink is rolling around this month, as Vanessa said.
Mhm.
And so you just don't want to think it's going to be you. I am a cancer survivor, not breast cancer, prostate cancer. So I've been down the path a little bit of what you have as far as the process goes. And I was completely uneducated as well. But I had to do what you did, Kelly. I had to listen to my body and push my doctors. And they were just as surprised as I think I was that it was actually there. So listen to your bodies. Listen to these ladies and their journeys and what they're doing. Tell them one thing, Vanessa, that you find. I mean, I would cry every single time I talked to one of you. I know I would, right? So if I was in that position, it would be nothing but me crying. So when you have somebody come in and you're trying to help a family, is there still that? Do you get choked up? Is there still that? Oh my God, I wish I could be doing more. What are you feeling when all of this is going on? Because you're the spearhead. You're the lady behind the pink for this organization.
I think for me, it's all about, okay, let's do something to help these people. And I think, Maria's one of the volunteers. And so she could probably tell you that I'm not like the touchy-feely type.
Mm-hmm.
And so she's like, so, before the pandemic, when we would gather the people that we were helping that month together, they're all like hugging and crying and carrying on. And I'm like, what do you need? I'm going to write you a check.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of my personality. And in fact, we had one meeting, and the patient's husband said to me afterward, he goes, I like you because you're not like touchy and feely and crying like the others, but you get stuff done. And I was like, Thank
need.
you.
That is a compliment. It came from a guy, first
somewhere
of all.
in there is a compliment. But yeah, I think with me, it's, I hear their stories and I'm like, okay, we have to help these people.
Mm-hmm.
So my focus is, what can I do today that's going to make them feel better leaving than when they came here to see us?
Beautiful. All right. I want you all to get involved. CompassionateHandsandHearts.org. It's scrolling across the bottom. Reach out. Vanessa is amazing, and so are these ladies. God bless all of you for your journey, for sharing. I thank you so much. You guys, it's not just 1 month a year.
Correct.
No,
You have got to get involved. Don't
Year-round.
think that just because October's about over, you're off the hook. We want you to be involved. The journey's 24/7. And so any help and any volunteer, any resources that you can provide, please reach out to them. Thank you so much for being on the show and for sharing that.
Thank you very much for having us.
I'm so thankful all of you are here.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
See you soon. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.